Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that one of the fastest, most ubiquitous foods on earth has disappeared. No steaming bowls on street corners, no cheap comfort meals for students, no quiet warmth on a cold evening. At first, it might not feel like a disaster. Hunger does not announce itself loudly. It creeps. Millions of people would notice as their cheapest meals vanish. Entire cities built on fast, affordable food would slow down. Noodles are not a celebration food. They are crisis food. They exist for moments when grain must be stretched, when time is short, when survival matters more than taste. Noodles were never designed to impress. They were designed to endure. This is not the story of a dish. This is the story of how humans learned to turn scarcity into sustenance. Thousands of years ago, long before restaurants or written recipes, humans faced a brutal reality. Grain was heavy, fuel was limited, and hunger arrived fast. In northern China, over 4,000 years ago, communities lived in harsh climates where wasting food meant death. Grinding grain into flour was already known, but flour alone was not enough. Someone made a discovery that changed everything. When flour was mixed with water and stretched thin, it cooked faster, fed more people, and required less fuel. That simple realization created noodles. In 2005, archaeologists found proof, buried beneath layers of earth at the Lajia site in China. They uncovered a sealed clay bowl containing perfectly preserved noodles, over 4,000 years old, made from millet and frozen in time by a catastrophic flood. These noodles were not accidental. They were intentional design. They represented technology, not tradition. Noodles solved a problem humanity had struggled with for centuries: how to make food faster, lighter, and more efficient. Unlike bread, noodles required no ovens. Unlike rice, they required no flooded fields. All they needed was grain, water, and fire, and that made them mobile. As Chinese civilization grew, noodles grew with it. Millet gave way to wheat. Dough was kneaded, pulled, shaved, and cut into countless forms. What began as survival food evolved into craft, hand-pulled. Noodles became symbols of mastery. Long strands symbolized long life. Cutting them was believed to cut fate itself, and eating them on birthdays became ritual rather than a habit. Rice anchored people to land. Noodles moved with people. They fed soldiers on long marches, traders crossing continents, and monks who valued simplicity. Communities began sharing noodle-making techniques across regions, and noodles slowly became embedded in culture, ceremony, and daily life. They were present in festivals, in rituals marking the seasons, and even in small acts of hospitality, served to visitors as a sign of care and respect. Along ancient trade routes, long before they were called the Silk Road, noodles traveled west, not as cargo, but as knowledge. In Central Asia, nomadic cultures adapted them for dry climates. Noodles were dried, broken, stored, and boiled wherever fire was found. In the Middle East, noodles evolved into etria, thin dried strands ideal for storage and travel, perfect for desserts and caravans. Across continents, noodles adjusted to local grains, climates, and tastes. Then came Europe. Despite popular myth, Marco Polo did not bring noodles to Italy. Pasta already existed centuries earlier, but contact with the East refined the process. Durum wheat, drying techniques, and new shapes transformed noodles into pasta. In medieval Italy, pasta became survival food, cheap, filling, and shelf-stable. It fed crowded cities when bread failed. Once again, noodles thrived where life was hardest. In East Asia, noodles became culture itself. In Japan, geography shaped the strands. Thick udon warmed cold regions. Buckwheat soba thrived where soil was poor. Light broths served monks, while rich broths fueled laborers. Noodles also became a way to connect spiritually. Certain ceremonies included symbolic noodle dishes for long life or prosperity. Then came ramen. Ramen was not originally Japanese. It arrived through Chinese migrants. It was fast, cheap, and flexible. After World War II, Japan was devastated. Cities were destroyed, food was scarce, and people needed something immediate. Ramen answered. Small shops appeared everywhere. Bowls of noodles restored routine, dignity, and warmth. Ramen didn't just feed a nation. It helped rebuild it. It was affordable, adaptable, and unifying in a time of chaos. In Korea, noodles marked weddings and long life. In Southeast Asia, rice noodles merged with herbs and spices to form dishes like pho and pad thai. Shaped by colonization, trade, and migration, everywhere noodles went, they adapted without erasing identity. But noodles also carry darker memories. In wars and famines, noodles became emergency calories. Grain was stretched thin, flavor sacrificed, survival prioritized. They were the food of refugees, soldiers, and the hungry. And yet, in every bowl, there was ingenuity. A handful of flour could feed a family. A small packet could sustain a traveler for days. Then, in the 20th century, noodles were transformed forever. In post-war Japan, food shortages were severe. A man named Momofuku Endo believed that peace depended on full stomachs. He watched people shiver in long lines for bowls of ramen. He wanted noodles that anyone could make, anywhere. After months of experimentation, in 1958, he succeeded. Instant noodles, pre-cooked, dried, and ready in minutes. No skill required, no kitchen needed. Just hot water. Instant noodles spread faster than any food in history. They fed students, workers, soldiers, and disaster survivors. They crossed borders effortlessly. They even reached space. Today, over 100 billion servings of instant noodles are eaten every year. They are criticized, joked about, and relied upon all at once. Instant noodles became humanity's backup system, a silent partner in survival and speed. Even as instant noodles conquered the world, traditional noodles remained sacred in many regions. Families still hand-pull dough, children watch parents spin strands, and festivals honor noodles with rituals that have persisted for centuries. Eating noodles is not just sustenance, it is memory, culture, and connection. And speaking of connection, if you are enjoying this journey into the hidden story behind noodles, take a moment now, hit like, leave a comment about your favorite type of noodle, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the history hidden in everyday foods. It does not interrupt the flow, it is part of the conversation we are having about food, culture, and survival. Yet noodles remain deeply personal. They are late-night comfort, childhood struggle, and the sound of boiling water when money is low. They exist in celebrations and crisis, in fine dining and emergency shelters. They appear wherever people need something warm, fast, and familiar. From ancient Chinese floods to modern city apartments, noodles have followed humanity quietly, doing what they were always meant to do. They never demanded attention. They simply worked. Noodles are grain stretched by intelligence, culture stretched by movement, and survival stretched by hope. They are simple, yet profound. So the next time you eat noodles, pause. You are not just eating flour and water. You are eating thousands of years of adaptation, hunger, invention, and resilience pulled into a single strand. If noodles disappeared tomorrow, humanity would survive, but it would remember what it lost. Because noodles were never just food. They were proof that humans can endure by making enough out of almost nothing. They were a tool, a comfort, a culture, and a legacy all rolled into one. If you enjoyed this journey through the hidden history of noodles, like the video, share it with someone who loves food, and tell us in the comments which noodles feel like home to you. Subscribe for more documentaries on the foods that shaped our world, because behind every simple bowl, there is a story waiting to be told.